Hi, Homes families. It's Christine Zelaya.
And Marianne Rayfield.
And I know you have missed our video podcast. I don't know, whatever these are, we're calling them, but
Yeah.
we know that you've missed them. And we are so sorry that we have not had a chance to put one out for you recently. But with conferences coming up and having some new information to share, we realized we hadn't really talked with you about our iReady pilot that we are doing here at home and what iReady is and what schools are participating. So we wanted to take a moment to share that information with you because we do have a little bit of information that we can share at conferences. So kind of setting us up for then, which is gosh, just next
Yeah,
week.
next week.
So I'll also put a plug in. If you haven't signed up for conferences, further down in this week's edition of The Hawk is the sign up for conferences. Make sure you sign
Yeah,
up.
please come. We'd love to see you.
Yes, for sure. Okay, let me see what. Let's go in and let's talk about what iReady even is. And so here's a video from iReady. It's a real quick. I'm going to play that so it can even tell you what exactly iReady even is.
Hi, my name is Mark Bernstein. I'm a National Director at Curriculum Associates, and we are the iReady people. For the student, iReady serves two functions. Number one, it's an online diagnostic assessment that pinpoints math and reading skills down to the sub-skill level. And number two, it's online learning that caters to a student's specific needs, whether those needs are on, above, or below level. I'd like to share 4 things you need to know about iReady. Number one, the iReady online assessment is adaptive in nature. This means that students see questions based on how they're performing. If a student struggles, the questions get easier. If a student is breezing through, the questions become more challenging. Once a student completes the diagnostic, the teacher will know exactly what this student needs, so it eliminates the necessity to overtest our children, thus allowing more time for teaching. Number two, the iReady online instruction is personalized to the individual. Once a student completes the diagnostic, his or her results will differ from classmates. So we give each student their own pathway based on diagnostic results. If a student needs help with reading comprehension, that student will get lessons to help. If a student has geometry skills above grade level, that student will receive geometry content that's above grade level. Support for those who have gaps to fill, enrichment for those who are exceeding grade level expectations. Number three, iReady is not a grading tool. Your child won't get an A or C minus based on how they perform in iReady. iReady supports students, challenges students, gives students math and reading content that is right at their level. iReady helps children to grow, but it is not used to assign grades. And number four, iReady is not designed to replace the teacher. In every school district, teachers are an irreplaceable asset. iReady supports teachers by helping group students with similar needs for targeted instruction, what we call differentiation. Once small groups are established, iReady's teacher toolbox is just one of the many resources that teachers may use to provide targeted instruction. But replace the teacher? Never. Thank you very much for watching this video. We look forward to seeing your
All right, go to the next slide. That always happens every time I try to,
I know.
to
It's
forward a
once you're
presentation.
on the screen view like this. One other thing that we wanted to mention was the other schools that are
Yes.
also doing
Yes.
iReady.
You took the words right out of my
Yeah.
mouth. So it's just not just Holmes that is doing this pilot this year. Whittier is are participating in this pilot, and so is Brooks Middle School. And so when we had started at the, was it October
Yeah.
or so,
Mhm.
we had an opportunity to have some students participate in this pilot, and we really started with a much smaller group of students. We were looking at having this be an intervention tool for some of our students who were in need of our tier 2 intervention support. And so that was interventions that happened in the classroom with the teacher. And this really gave that opportunity for some really targeted support. But as we got to learn kind of the power of this program and how it could support with enrichment and how it could support with our on-level students and really targeting specific skills of students, we had the opportunity to have it be school wide, and that is just started within the last couple weeks. So that's why our families haven't really heard about it
Right.
because we're just using it as an intervention. I know that Whittier has like one classroom at every grade level who's piloting. And Brooks is also using this also as an intervention this year. So we're really excited by the how it's going to help our students and our
Yeah.
teachers with
Yes.
really targeting and instruction and intervention. And one of the things that the video talked about was how the diagnostic is adaptive. And so right away, that first number one, it reminded me of the MAP
Right,
testing.
exactly. The NWA testing. And, we've gotten a lot of good feedback. Now, it was another diagnostic. Our kids did have to sit through it. But the power of that is that it has given our teachers immediately access to lessons that are targeted. And as you can see on the screen, personalized and just right for your kids. And they are specifically aligned to standards. And this has been a huge shift for teachers. We've gotten amazing feedback, not only from our teachers on that information that they're able to access about their students and the lessons they're able to access, but also from our kids too. Once they get past that diagnostic,
Yep.
once they're into the personalized plan that has been created for them, the kids have not once complained about going on iReady, which is great to hear.
They have not. And so that's the one thing that I think we like about iReady as a diagnostic assessment in and of itself, because it goes that step further that MAP does. So MAP
Mm-hmm.
doesn't provide that personalized pathway to learning like
Mm-hmm.
iReady does.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you test results.
Yep.
And so this really creates that personalized, just right lessons
Mm-hmm.
for students. And so Ms. Rayfield, you want to talk about like what part of the day and when
Sure.
students are going to be utilizing iReady?
Sure. So, every kid is different in their personalized learning path. And so, some kids might need enrichment, some kids might need some reteaching of certain skills at different levels. And so, we're really using our win time, which is what I need time. We've talked about this in another video, and that is 30 minutes per day. And what happens is we only want our kids on iReady a total of 40 minutes per week. And so, about 2 times a week, we're asking teachers to support students on actually being in the program on their iPads and getting their personalized lessons via technology. But then they may also be meeting, depending on what interventions that they need, specifically our tier two kids. They're going to be meeting with their teacher, getting face to face lessons, as the video just mentioned to you, not replacing the teacher with technology, but getting the teacher the lessons that they need to support your child. Again, they're personalized, they're just right, they're adaptive for what our kids need. And so that's what we're really excited about, the face to face work that kids are going to be doing with their teachers.
Right. So like during win time, when I'm working with my students, or even when Miss Anderson is working with students for enrichment or working with our on grade level students, they're able to provide that face-to-face, like guided
Mm-hmm.
instruction in both reading and math win time
Mm-hmm.
that is like just targeted to what their
Mm-hmm.
needs are. So,
Mm-hmm.
you have some students who might even be, working with Miss Anderson in enrichment, and their strength might be like literature,
Mm-hmm.
but they might need some more support in information text. And
Mm-hmm.
so that is
Mm-hmm.
something that iReady gives us some information so we can really target what they need. And as the video shared, it also gives above grade level practice for students who are needing that extra challenge. So
Mm-hmm.
we're really excited to be able to offer this to our students this year. And just the additional information it tells us in order to really target and pinpoint our instruction for kids.
Yeah, it's awesome as a teacher to have this information at our fingertips.
Yeah. And so I'm going to kind of switch a little bit to talk about the diagnostic, which kind of does precede some of the lessons in that can't talk, personal pathway that students have. So here's another real quick video to just kind of talk about what the diagnostic is.
Hello, families. Your child has likely recently taken an iReady diagnostic. And in this video, we answer some of the most frequently asked questions we receive from parents and guardians about the diagnostic and its results. How about a quick refresher? What is the iReady diagnostic? Why is my student taking it? And how will it help my student? How should I think about the results? How do I read the For Families report? And lastly, what can I do to help my student? Let's start with the basics. What, why, and how. The iReady diagnostic is an adaptive assessment. As a student answers correctly, the questions get more difficult. As a student answers incorrectly, the questions get easier. This adaptability allows the iReady diagnostic to identify strengths and opportunities for growth of each student. The purpose of the iReady diagnostic is not to give your student a grade. Rather, it's to help teachers determine how best to support their learning. It's helpful to know that the goal is for every student to be performing on or above grade level. This means that students have mastered the skills in their current grade and are prepared to learn more advanced skills. You might wonder, but what if my student is performing below grade level? This situation can happen, and teachers and schools have many strategies and programs to help accelerate your students' learning. Having this information can help you, your student, and the teachers have the right conversations to make the needed progress. You might also wonder, what if my student's score went down or did not show growth? A lower score does not necessarily mean that your child did not learn or that your child lost skills. Scores can be affected by things like stress, distraction, taking the diagnostic in a different place, and receiving help. Teachers take this into account and use the data from iReady as one of many tools to understand your students' unique needs and progress. Many teachers provide families with this report. It's called the Four Families Report. On this report, the blue bar on the graph indicates how your student performed on the test in relation to their grade level, which is indicated by the green shading. If your student has taken two assessments, there will be two blue bars. The national norm percentile below the graph lets you know how your student performed in relation to students in the same grade level nationwide. Students have different areas of strength and opportunities for growth. It is important to understand how your student did in more specific learning areas, which are called domains. The domain table shows how your student performed in these domains and helps teachers know where to build on strengths and focus their support. Finally, how can you help your student? First, you can openly discuss these results. Celebrate their strengths and progress and collaborate with them on planning how they will reach their goals. You can also reach out to your student's teacher to get a full picture of your child's progress and learning, as well as suggestions on how you can best support your student at home. If your student uses iReady personalized instruction, review their progress on the student dashboard and discuss their learning together. Visit the iReady Family Center for additional information and helpful guidance and hello families.
There, I did it
Your
again.
child
I'm gonna replay it again. So, one thing I just kind of want to point out is like this is new.
Yes.
We're still learning. We're still learning the power that this program offers, and will
Mhm.
probably be real clunky while we're
Mhm.
going through the dashboard, while we're looking through reports, because this is so new to us. But yet, we did want to share some of the tools that
Mhm.
with you in terms of like the reports. So we loved when we were looking at the family reports how personalized they were, what it told us exactly what your child
Mhm.
is needing, where they're at. So we're really
Mhm.
wanting to share that with you, but also with the caveat that we're still learning.
Yes. Yes. So we're excited about this new platform, and we hope to see some great growths from all of our kiddos as we finish up the year.
Well, thank you, and we hope to have another topic for you in the
Yeah.
upcoming weeks. But have a great weekend, and so cold out today. Stay
Yeah.
warm.
Stay warm. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.
Bye.